What up, peeps?
Welcome to the Tammy and Wanda Show, episode 6.
6. And talk about that entry, that music, that wonderful music, Boats and Hoes.
Summer soundtrack for June.
Summer soundtrack. And hey, last week was Memorial Day, which, happy Memorial Day, guys.
A little bit late, but we'd like to know what you guys did. So hop on our Facebook or Instagram and let us know what you and your family did for Memorial Day.
I mean, I don't know about Tammy, but Wanda over here is still celebrating Memorial Day.
I mean, we did have some cheeseburgers and some dogs.
Oh, yeah, and I also had some specialty drinks, like some sangrias.
There you go. We at this house really like the Smirnoff drinks, specifically the little ones that are blue, and they taste like blue popsicles.
Ooh, that's nice.
They're amazeballs, so check it out. They're coming, the glass bottles and the 6-packs.
All right.
I think it's red, white, and blueberry or something like that.
Okay, that sounds familiar. Mostly I go towards the, beer and maybe a specialty drink. If there's specialty drinks out there, guys, definitely tell us on our Facebook page or Instagram about your favorites.
Yeah, what your favorite one is and what you like to drink, especially on holidays like Memorial Day.
Oh, yeah.
So today, we're going to be talking about things that we can do just because we can.
Just because we can. And of course, with it swinging right into summer, I mean, my kids are out of college and, kids in grade school are out of grade school. So what are we doing? I mean, I have a lot of friends and family who are on vacation.
A lot of folks right now are opening up pools in their yard.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we live in Ohio, and right now we're going through a cold phase right now, which fucking sucks.
Oh, yeah.
Because I want to wear my bathing suit. I could have wore it the first part of the week, but I was at work and my chesticles would not have fit in a bra.
Yeah.
Or, bathing suit top for work.
Now, and how do you feel about bikinis being for everybody? That seems to be the trend right now.
That is the trend. I mean, I've seen a lot of people on TikTok or other social media sites where big women are in bikinis.
And they look great.
And they look great.
The way that certain websites like Shein are designing these to kind of accommodate the body of a bigger woman so that they look like rock stars is amazing.
Oh yeah. And I really wish that those were that kind of like bathing suit type was out when I was younger. And
right.
Of course, when I was younger, I could look really good in a bathing suit because I didn't have like belly hangover or, giant boobs to fit into like
a tiny little triangle.
Yeah. Like, they're just like, hey, why don't you put some other clothes on because you look horrible.
And there are a lot of women that wear like shorts and or t-shirts over their bathing suits too.
I would do that for vacation. I would have like shorts with a bikini underneath and maybe a top, but then I would put like a tank top over it because I'm like, I can't handle with all that skin showing.
And you know what's really weird is this is something I've just noticed in our neighborhood specifically is some of us women, because our neighbor has a pool. And I actually just recently got a new bathing suit for vacation.
Ooh, snap.
It's from Shein, and it's black, and it says pineapple on the front, and then the butt of the bathing suit is a pineapple.
Oh, snap. That sounds...
It's adorable.
Fucking amazing.
But have you ever noticed that, like, women have all these trepidations with getting a bikini or any bathing suit, really? They have a lot of body image issues, and then we've got a guy in my neighborhood that has... I don't know if you want to call it the audacity, but he wears just shorts, no shirt, and is probably averaging between 300, 350 when he mows.
I've definitely seen those around my neighborhood.
Yeah, so which is fine. I mean, he's more than able to do that, but it's hot. I mean, in the summertime in Ohio, so I understand it. But why is it that a man like my neighbor,
if he can do that, why can't I go out in just shorts?
Right? Like, what's the how does he have the audacity to be so confident? And then those of us that are on the bigger side, on the female side of the spectrum, why do we have such an issue just wearing a damn bathing suit to the pool?
And I honestly think it's because we have been like gender placed,
Conditioned,
you know,
gender conditioning.
Yeah, like because I know growing up, I mean, we grew up in the age of the thong.
Right. Which,
I mean,
I could never wear these days after having a child.
No, having those high-waisted thongs and having butt floss right in the middle, I mean, you could play it like a kazoo.
Right.
Like, it's just something, like, it kind of would sound like this, like, we got a new mic, which is absolutely amazing, so it probably will sound a lot clearer, but this is how I think a butt floss bikini would sound like. It would go like... Like, I mean, it would sound like that. I mean, it sounds like a wet fart, and
just butt cheeks slapping together.
Yeah, just like clap, clap, make them clap. But I mean, growing up, it's really hard to go from like having a Kate Moss.
Oh yeah,
who was like a twig.
Double, triple, zero sizing, definitely
to going
a stick.
to, I mean, I wish I had someone like Lizzo, like how we've talked about in our past podcast episodes. Having Lizzo, who, she doesn't care who the fuck sees her body.
And she rocks those bikinis, too.
She
they look bomb on her.
I just, like, it's just been pounded into my head. You need to cover up what is so... problematic. And I feel like that's what we do a lot in society, is that we cover up the problem.
Yes.
We cover it up. So that's why you see a lot of women.
And why is it a problem?
Yeah, why is it a problem? That is the number one question. It's like right up there with like, what is the meaning of life?
Why are we so ashamed of our, as we like to call them here in Maslin, tiger stripes?
Yeah.
The stretch marks, the things that you earn from giving birth or growth. I mean, I have some that are right alongside my boobs on either side, because I went from like an A cup to like a D cup in a summer in high school. And it's like, why am I ashamed of that?
Yeah. Like, I remember in school when I first started wearing like elementary school. Let's go back. Story time. Elementary school, not having like the cellulite scars or like the, you know, having those growth scars.
Right.
And that's what I kind of like to call them, because, I mean, the more I got into soccer and the older that I got and having a bathing suit, I noticed that I would have, like, giant scars on the side. And, of course...
Right at the top of your thigh.
Yeah. So, like... my muscles were growing, but of course my skin just was not catching up, so it would just like tear. So you get all of those growth scars, or when you lose weight, you have a lot of those. I have those around my bat wings right now.
Well, because you've lost what, like 20 pounds now?
Yeah, 20 pounds, man. Clap.
Yay.
Clap on the back, man.
You need to get some of that losing weight energy over here a little bit.
I'm trying. I mean, let me give you some of my juice tips.
All right.
But it's crazy, because as a kid, I mean, you go through a lot of having those drops and ups and downs in metabolism. If you have a very high metabolism, even skinny people have said, like, how their body frame is, they still have those stretch marks.
Well, I know that I've spoke about this in a previous podcast episode about me being super thin, like my whole life until having a child. So I have those on the top, those same exact marks, because over a few summers, I went from being, my nickname in junior high school from all of my friends, which hopefully they're listening, was Teeny from Now and Then. So they gave me that nickname because I was the short, flat-chested one out of my friend group.
Oh, man.
And now I'm one of the tallest ones, and I have one of the sets of the biggest breasts out of all of us from that time period.
The funny thing about Now and Then, because I grew up loving that movie.
Oh, so did
much. Christina Ricci's character. Yeah, I did that. I would tape my boobs because they were too big.
Yeah.
Like in high school.
You didn't want the attention.
I didn't want the attention. Like, that is just something. And of course, right then and there, that is like, none of my friends had like giant boobs like me, but of course we all have to take it in that it's genetics. If you come from a big chested family, most likely you're gonna have a big chest.
Yeah, mine, I should have known because I get a lot of my traits from my dad's side of the family, and if you saw all of us, we all look similar in the face.
Yeah.
And we all are big chested women. And it's like, I should have known that was coming as the oldest girl on that side in my generation, but
it's crazy. But of course, society, social media has had such a huge influence. Before videos or TikTok or having, all of those role models on TV, it was magazines, newspapers, random commercials.
Like 17 magazine and the Noxzema commercials.
Having like Cindy Crawford drinking down like the Pepsi or the Diet Coke or whatever. I mean, we had all of those and they were so skinny because like in the 80s and 90s or however far, I mean, I didn't do my research. Well, they had
Twiggy back in the 70s.
Twiggy.
So it goes back a long time.
I mean, like, I was in modeling school for a while.
Oh, I did that too. Yeah, I didn't know that about you.
Shook.
Awesome.
But having, being in the field, the modeling field and acting field, like, they were just like, okay, you need to drop at this X amount of weight to be this way. But my body form and my BMI and everything was dead straight.
Yeah.
Like, it was right where it needed to be, but they wanted me to be something that other young adults could idolize.
Yeah. And it was very unrealistic. And I remember specifically being explained to, they sit you down and they go, okay, well, here's, if they take you to a fancy dinner, what you should order. And here's... What was great is I got to learn what each of those forks mean, what they're for, and what each spoon is used for, which is a soup spoon, yada yada.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening is then they explained to you, okay, well, eating salads isn't enough, and sometimes, and I specifically remember this because I thought that's kind of a strange thing to tell a young girl.
Yeah.
Let alone a group of young girls that were in that class with me. Well, sometimes when you feel hungry, that's just your body asking for water, and I always thought that was very strange. Now, I do now know that I need to drink more water to, like, lose some weight and be healthier. But and there's something to be said for drinking the correct amount every day. But telling girls that when they're hungry, they're not actually hungry is kind of detrimental.
Doing that type of mind control and just and it's like a conditioning. And, of course, it's kind of like, it's a strange way. I'm huge with murder mysteries and all that side of life. Dark, I know.
We like to talk about that off the podcast, murders and murderers in general.
I mean, it's one of my guilty pleasures, and I mean, I'm not going to be one of those, but I find it very fascinating because I love sociology and psychology. And being in a modeling service, it's very much like conditioning and grooming and trying to get you to be something that creepy people would idolize.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was 16. I was like 15, 16 when I decided that I was going to do this.
And let's take it a step further. I mean, let's go and look at the pervy assholes that go to strip clubs that sit in the corner and try to, touch themselves because there's an attractive woman in the room and they're idolizing. And that's how creepy serial killers are made is people, men that like to go there and just like see their type. Yeah. And that's how women and even children are getting trafficked.
It kind of ties back into what we were talking about, how us being kind of conservative about how we look is because it has been ingrained into our brains. If we look sexy, then somebody will come and steal us.
Right.
So that's probably why I ate so much cake, because it has been said the fatter you are, the less likely you are to get kidnapped.
The harder it is to kidnap you. Yeah, I've heard something similar. Yeah, so the bigger you are, they can't carry you off. So
that's right. So, hey, bring on the cake and cookies all the time. That is my love language.
Oh, mine too. I love
Cake and cookies.
Ice cream for me.
Ice cream.
I get that from my mom. I think that's like the German in us is we love a good ice cream.
A good old Haagen-Dazs right there.
Well, down the street we have a Twisty Treat, and they've got the best twist cone. And I know that that's a basic bitch ice cream, but like it's so good. Chocolate and vanilla twisted together on a cone.
But yeah, so it's like, because I find myself doing that now, is that, you know, if I dress too sexy, then there are too many people who want me. Mm-hmm. So, but it's like, I shouldn't be in that mindset, but that's how I was raised.
I find myself doing kind of not, it's not the same, but it comes from a similar place where, you know, last weekend we were without the kid and he was at his dad's, and a hubby wanted to go on a date night, and he was like, why don't you wear something real cute? Because I'm a t-shirt and jeans kind of girl, and that's fine. And sometimes I like putting on like a cute little sundress in the summertime, but I don't generally do much other than like cute makeup and, you know, the hair. And you go, okay, well, I want to look cute for my husband, and he's asking me to look cute. And then you try on like 17 things, and everything that you put on makes you either feel like you look pregnant, or it's too much boob, or you got side boob, or something doesn't fit just exactly right.
Or you get the uniboob, and the uniboob, for our listeners out there, is when both of your boobs really miss one another on both sides of your body. And they come together, and they're just together in that middle part. And you're like, I do not have one boob. I have two boobs.
But they just want to hang out together in the middle of that shirt.
But they miss one another.
Yep.
So then you spend all of your time with your arm or your fingers right in between your boobs trying to separate them because, come on, you need to stay on your own sides.
And uniboobs usually happen too, I've found, with shirts that are too tight or dresses that you're trying
sports bras, that's my problem.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, I just find myself, like, in the store, like, grabbing a hold of both sides and shaking from one side to side so that they go to where they need to go. People stare at me, and I'm like, hey, I'm having a uniboob problem.
Issues.
Yeah. Or having a camel toe, if any of our listeners know what that is.
Yeah. I try to avoid that at all costs, even in a swimsuit, because that's, to me, I don't care about what my boobs look like in a shirt necessarily, but I'm really self-conscious about what the bottom half of me looks like in a swimsuit or out in public.
I can't agree more, because, I mean, if you got nether regions who are, you know, lips are talking, I mean, the loose lips that should be talking are the ones on your face, not below the region. Yeah. Like, in that region, like...
Oh my gosh, speaking of the lower region, have you seen that new TikTok trend where they talk about what color their vagina is?
Yes, I have!
And the one girl's like, I'm brown, so my coochie meow meow is not pink, it's brown. And she's like, roast beef! What is that about?
I don't know.
Am I too old for TikTok? Is that what that means?
I think that's what it is, because I'm just like, should I stitch this and say, hey, mine looks like a dead chicken? Like, what do you want me to say?
Well, the one I saw the best was our dear friend Rosie that we both follow.
Oh, Rosie.
And she was talking about, and if you guys don't follow Rosie, her handle is North Omaha Cat Lady.
Getting my fat bitch on.
We love her. And so shout out to Rosie. She's awesome. But she was talking about how hers is like a quilt. Because it's been rode hard and put away wet too many times. And it was the best older woman response to such a weird TikTok trend I've ever seen.
That has to be the best response. Because, I mean, that's my shirt. Rode so hard and put away wet. I mean, because no one can finish that, can they?
And then... to explain to our younger listeners, you'll have to look up what that means, because I'm not going to explain it on the podcast.
Nope. That is for you to find out yourself. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, what am I going to take a mirror and try to figure out what color it is?
I don't want to know. I think I'm cool.
I don't want to know.
I'm cool with knowing what it looks like from the top angle, and since I'm not into other chicks, like, I'm cool with not knowing the rest of the landscape.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, I'll gladly take some questionnaires, and maybe someone could tell me what it looks like.
Yeah. And what's really interesting too is the amount of people that are afraid of waxing their nether region areas, which is like not a big deal.
I mean, it takes me back to the 40-year-old virgin.
Oh, Kelly Clarkson!
Yeah.
Which I understand recently she gave Seth Rogen some shit for writing that line because she found out through Steve Carell on her new talk show she has who wrote the line. And she kind of called him out on Twitter and she was like, it's kind of an embarrassing situation for you to use my name, but I appreciate it.
I mean, I think that is a very funny way. I mean, it would be really funny if you go, Wanda.
You would love that. But we stan Steve Carell here at this show as well. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, come on.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
He's from The Office. I mean, that's only one of the single greatest TV shows of all time.
You know, I binge watched that during quarantine, and I was by myself, and I felt like I needed to, like, do, like, a side, like, turn and see, like, a camera, like, zooming up on me and doing, like, some type of awkward look.
Yeah.
Like what they do on the show. I'm like, I can't binge watch this show anymore.
Well, and we're both huge Game of Thrones fans, and my favorite moment that's kind of like an ode to The Office, which I don't think they did on purpose, but there's in one of the seasons of Game of Thrones, Daenerys is sitting on her throne.
Uh-huh.
And I think she was in Marine at the time.
Okay.
And one of her advisors said something really dumb to her, and she corrected him in Valerian, and then she looks directly at the camera, and I don't know if it was on purpose, but she looked so irritated that it was very much a Pam from The Office gaze at the camera, and
I'm gonna have to look at that
it's
again.
amazing. It's amazing.
Because I can see this.
Well, and of course she looked irritated because half those guys in those seasons where she was, with the Dothraki, and she was like the Queen Khaleesi character.
I mean, that would be a good summer look. Looking like Daenerys with her dragons.
Yeah.
Where are my dragons?
We had one of the dogs dressed up for the last season's premiere. I dressed up as Daenerys, and Ty wore a harness with wings on it. And I carried him around the living room yelling, "Where are my other dragons?" Because it was hilarious. And I thought it was very funny.
I honestly could imagine seeing your other dog as a dragon.
Well, the other one is kind of a mini dragon, so that makes sense.
He really is. He's definitely, I would have to say, he would be the middle one. Because I think Ty is your Drogon.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. He's totally Drogon. But
Henry would totally be, I think, Viserion, because he would be the dumb one that would get shot down by the Night King.
He would. He'd just be like, oh.
And then fall in the ice and then become the evil barking one.
And then become the evil dragon for the Night King. Yeah, I could.
Would the kid be... Would that mean that the kid out of my 3 furry and real children would be like Rhaegal? So he would be Jon Snow's like epic steed.
Oh, yeah.
Dragon.
I had a fish called Rhaegal. I really liked him as Rhaegal. He was very cute. He was a very beautiful fish. But he didn't last very long. R.I.P.
Aw. We need to go get some fish. Hubby just actually, for the first time in like 9 months, cleaned out our fish tank, and it was like murky and disgusting, and it was basically the bane of our relationship, and we fought about it constantly. It was disgusting. You don't want to walk into a room and have like this murky, disgusting bullshit.
You don't want something that has like maybe the thing in it.
Right. So after all those months of muck, we had a surviving fish.
A surviving fish.
A survivor.
You kidding me?
Yeah. So the kid has decided his new name is Champion. I don't remember what this fish's name was because we thought they were all dead before. And speaking of the kid, so yesterday I had to do a shout out to him because he got all A's this semester.
Woo!
So
go kid!
Awesome. So we went to the store to get a good job present, and his stepmom and I were talking about the fact that he has a bubble butt.
Oh, the bubble butt.
Which I think is adorable, because I think bubble butts are cute.
I mean, kids who have bubble butts are so adorable.
And so we drive all the way to Kohl's, because he loves Adidas stuff, to get him some Adidas gear.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, and he looks at me dead in the face, and he's not serious very often. He's a fun kid. I enjoy him a lot. Yeah. But he gets all serious on me, and he says, "Mom, is a bubble butt a medical condition?"
Oh, my gravy.
And all I could do was laugh, and I felt like the worst parent for like 5 minutes.
Listen, if I asked that, if it was a medical condition, I've had this medical condition for years. This is something that would need to have a GoFundMe account.
Well, then he wanted to know if it meant he would fly away. And I was like, why would you, like an Up? You think that you'd fly away like an Up?
Well, I mean, for a bubble butt, I would think that it would be filled with hot air, so I could see him floating away.
So I don't know. I love bubble butts so specifically on men, but
didn't they make a song called Bubble Butt?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I think it was like bubble butt. We'll have to look that up for the next episode intro with that one.
And
just
of course,
for you guys.
We really hope that you liked our intro from, Step Brothers, Boats and Hoes. Because, I mean, that is a great introduction to the summer and what we are going to... I know one season, was it maxi dresses, a huge...
Yeah.
Like summer thing.
Oh, speaking of summer things that are coming back, because I know last episode we discussed briefly, or maybe it was 2 episodes ago, that skirts coming back.
The skirts and crop tops.
While we were at Kohl's yesterday, I saw tube tops. I haven't seen a tube top in a store since like 2000.
Oh, good
2001-ish.
The crop tops, the one thing that I passed in the store because I did not want anything to do with them.
And that's another body positivity thing going on right now, is there are bigger girls that are wearing crop tops and looking fly as hell.
I mean, kudos to them. I think I'm just not mentally prepared, or I'm satisfied with my body. I wish that it was something different, but I'm still not prepared to expose all of it.
No, I'm the same way.
I really would love to get in touch with those photographers who do like body positivity photo
like the
shoots.
boudoir sessions. Yes. That would be fun.
I kind of want to do that because then I can see what I look like from a different perspective.
Well, and they make you look so beautiful in those photography sessions.
Well, and what was it that I was watching? Total Divas on E. Mm-hmm. Where a girl who had body imaging problems, where she thought that she was 3 times bigger than what she actually was, and they actually did a session with an artist who had them first describe what their body type was.
Yeah.
And he drew it out. He didn't look at them. Then he had his assistant describe what they look like. And then she was given both photos, or both drawings, and saw from someone who didn't know her at all, seeing her image from what she thought her image looked like.
And I'm sure that the other person's picture was probably much more pretty than hers.
Yeah, curvaceous, beautiful face. Like, she talked about how she had bat wings and they were like real flappy. And so the way she described was like a heavy set girl. That's how she saw herself in the mirror.
Right.
When the assistant described her, she was very muscular, not like feminine, masculine.
Yeah.
Had like those like, cuts in their arms and stuff where they have muscles, like defined muscles.
Well, and of course, with that show, she should be cut because she's a wrestler. Yeah. That makes sense.
So I was like, whoa, that is so eye-opening because like there are so many people who tell me that I am beautiful, but I don't think I am beautiful.
We don't see it in ourselves, but we see it in like each other and other people very easily.
Oh, yeah. Like, I'll be described as curvaceous, and I'm just like, no, this is a tub of lard that needs to be put in a Spam container.
And I know a lot of people with body image issues, they always see in the mirror what no one else sees. Like, they see flaws that, you and I would go, you're gorgeous, but I have this one zit here. Who cares? It's a zit.
Who cares? This is it. Like,
who cares? So, on that note, guys, we want you to learn the lesson from most of our podcasts that you should love your body the way it is. And if you want to make improvements, great. But just know that you're beautiful no matter what you look like.
And just know that there are people out there who are going to say mean things.
Screw those people.
But it needs to be water off a duck's back.
Yep. So, if you're looking forward to our next podcast episode, you should be, because next time we'll be talking about destinations for vacation.
Oh, my favorite thing in the world.
Since it is summer now, finally. Thank God for June.
Thank God.
So, we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.